patient. Brandon Thomas out top.
Brandon Wiley to the hoop and off the glass.
Wiley, the reigning WAC player of the week. Not a guy you can leave alone.
Vandals win. Wow.
This past season was simply an outstanding year for the University of Idaho Vandals and their new head coach, Don Berlin. Idaho's excellent first-year coach guided the Vandals to 17 wins for their most victories since the 1993-94 season, and also their first postseason appearance since 1990. Idaho nailed down an impressive win over Drake, opened the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament as the Vandals took their first step in building the foundation to becoming one of the premier programs in the Western Athletic Conference. A longtime assistant at Colorado State and Utah State, Coach Verlin has always been a winner, and he's never been with a team that has ever finished below 500. Ask Verlin what he eats for breakfast, chances are he would probably tell you determination. Featuring a high-velocity offense that places an emphasis on athleticism, toughness, and the ability to execute on the floor.
Kashif Watson is the toughest guy.
Enthusiasm has returned to the University of Idaho basketball program. That has been a return to sellout crowds at the Cowan Spectrum and one of the hottest tickets for college basketball fans in the WAC. Idaho had 13 wins at home this season for the first time since the 1992-93 team. And that home cooking is translated into tremendous student support and a great atmosphere for college basketball. Coupled with winning hoops and one of the best young coaches in the nation, the Vandals have set the stage for even more success down the line for the University of Idaho. Early in the campaign, Idaho crushed UC Irvine by 54 points, and the Vandals' 2 victories over Boise State and their 2 wins over the talented Fresno State Bulldogs, including a 71-68 nail-biter on the road, prove just how far Idaho has come under Coach Verlin in just one short season. Leading the way for the Vandals this past season was junior guard Mac Hobson. The 6'2 guard out of Portland, Oregon, simply is a winner. Extremely competitive and as tough as a $2 steak, Hobson has always brought outstanding leadership qualities to every practice and every game. A first-team All-WAC player and a District 6 first-team selection, Hobson was also a first-team All-Newcomer Conference player. The talented guard led the team in scoring and assists, as well as steals, and Hobson also earned a reputation as one of the toughest hard-nosed athletes in a conference that prides itself on physical play. A 6'6 junior from Pinole, California, forward Brandon Wiley led the team in rebounding, despite being an undersized post player. Wiley went to war night after night in the WAC with all the big men in the conference, and his athleticism and ability to drive from the perimeter was yet one more key to Idaho's success. Senior guard Terrence Simmons was one of the most consistent and reliable players in the WAC this past season. Fluid and gifted athlete, the 6'3 guard out of Durant, Mississippi, was a steady performer on and off the court for Idaho and a great team player. He hit for 2 crucial hoops in victories against Boise State, and along the way, made the switch from the point to the 2 guard. One of the 3 graduating seniors for the Vandals this past May, Simmons' selfless style of play was indicative of how Idaho has embraced a new team concept under Coach Verlin, and the result has been victories on the court. Senior guard Trevor Morris was another outstanding athlete with a great outside touch and the ability to light it up from the perimeter for the Vandals. Morris from Missoula, Montana, came on late in the season to spark Idaho's run, and his leadership and ability to adapt to a new coach and a system was just one more key in the dramatic turnaround of the Vandals program.
The Vandals, Morris pushing off and getting that triple.
6'10", 235-pound Marvin Jefferson just kept getting better and better as the season went on, and he proved to be a force in the middle for Idaho. The muscular center out of Merced, California, led the Vandals in block shots with 58 rejections, and his play late in the game against Boise State iced the victory for Idaho. There's a huge upside to Jefferson's potential, and with hard work in the offseason, he has the ability to become one of the premier big men in the WAC next year. 6'4 junior Kashif Watson was more of a slasher than a shooter, and he played the second most minutes on the team. And exceptionally talented athlete, Watson was the second leading scorer for Idaho, and he had an uncanny ability to get to the free throw line. Watson from Las Vegas, Nevada, is yet one more student athlete that the Idaho coaching staff will build around this coming season.
We're kind of out of rhythm. And Jeremy had to score. He felt as though he had to score.
Idaho was also anchored by their Brazilian connection this past year. 6'7" Luciano de Souza became a fan favorite known as Lucy to the Vandals student body. A pure shooter with a nice touch, de Souza played in the post, and he had the ability to step out on the perimeter and hit the tray. If you're looking to connect long distance in Idaho, well, Lucy is the man. 6'8" countryman Luis Augusto is better known by his nickname Chevy. Unfortunately, the Brazilian battled injuries all season long. Nevertheless, Augusto was a great team player and a physical athlete that proved he could dominate inside when he's healthy, and he should only improve. Heart and tenacity are instrumental with any successful program. Idaho was no exception. With the Vandals battling injuries against New Mexico State, two exceptional walk-ons, Drew Essinger and Travis Blackstock, provided extra firepower coming off the Idaho bench. The future is exceptionally bright for Idaho because of the addition of redshirt student athletes Stephon Johnson, Luis Toledo, and Kyle Barone for the upcoming season. One of the cornerstones for Idaho and what has set the Vandals apart has been their exceptional coaching staff, led by Mike Score, Ray Lopes, Mike Freeman, and the Director of Operations, Chris Hellboy. The Vandals have set their sights on a conference title and a return to the big dance.
Opportunities
Down low, Trevor.
used in that high post.
Thomas, a nice.
Had enough to keep the ball. 5 of them.
Man inside, just a quick little high-low move. The first bucket, Wiley, the offensive rebound and put back.
Change things down low for Michigan State.
Pretty good shot from Terrence Simmons. The Vandals get another rebound, and Watson the easy lay-in.